You worked with Kurt Angle in a street fight match.
King of the Ring.
King of the Ring street fight,
Yeah.
2001. Jesus Christ. You kicked his ass for 15 solid minutes, and then he commenced to kicking yours. And in that 15 minutes of kicking him, dude, you was throwing in potatoes too. It was you. Did you take boxing when you was a kid? Because you got a quick punch. You got quick hands.
Yeah, I boxed when I've always boxed and kickboxed and all that. But yeah, I boxed when
Yeah, and you zing those things in. I was watching you tee off full Kurt. I said, man, better you than me. It was great, though. It was great. And so you're kicking his ass. I mean, it looks like a shoot. And all of a sudden, y'all work back.
That's how good I am, dude.
He sends you through that first thing, and he tries to send you through that first thing of, it's supposed to be sugar glass. But I called Kurt today before you came over, and I said, what was up with that? Because I watched that match in its entirety just yesterday. And he goes, they screwed up. It's supposed to be sugar glass, but there was actual regular windshield glass.
Safety glass.
Safety glass.
Yeah.
The exact opposite of what you want to go through. But you went through both of them because, that's what you guys had in mind.
Yeah.
Took some effort to get you at that first one. Bam, you hit that thing on your back. You crashed down on your dome, straight in the back. I mean, what was up? What are you thinking? Because you know the task at hand. You know when to pull the gag off.
Yeah.
So you want to get through both glasses, but you're getting the tar beat out of you. You're bloody as hell once you land through that backside on that second one. He's already gashed on the first one. Did you get lit up? Were you all there?
Yeah, I wasn't concussed during it.
Okay, so you were straight up.
So I was straight up. I mean, I was hurting, but
You did a great job of selling it.
nice. Well, wow, hey, yeah, the adrenaline. I mean, it hurts. Newsflash, it hurts.
Yeah.
Laying on your head, it hurts on the concrete. Just prior to that, if you watch that match, Kurt called a suplex, and I called it off in the middle aisle. It's just cement. He says, no, suplex. I said, no, Kurt. He goes, oh, God damn it. And he did something to me, and I didn't have much of a choice. I'm like, all right, suplex. So as we did it, he hit, and he went, oh, my God, and cracked his tailbone. Because remember,
That's right.
That's right after that, we're like, what are we going to do? And that's when you started getting with Kurt. We put the hat on him with the ukulele, and we made, it was great entertainment at that point, but that's because he couldn't physically get in the ring. That was a big reason why on that belly-to-belly getting me through, I should have went through because he still sailed me. But by the third time, I said, you Olympic wuss, something along those lines. I can't even believe you came and threw me to it. He went, finally, we went through. Then I said on the way back, because he did it twice on the way back. Finally, he says, that's it. He just picked me up and just threw me through instead of suplexing me through.
Hitting that thing with your dome, cut your face.
I still got
bloody mess.
Every morning, I got big lines way up here, reminders of Kurt.
I forgot that he had told me that that's when he injured his tailbone, and I was watching another match when we were at Meadowlands Arena, and that was when Booker T had made his debut. I'm in a match, or I'm interfering in a match, and he dumps me on the announce table. He dumps me perfectly, but I'm so sweaty, I hit the top of that thing and skid off, and that's when I broke the 3 transverse processes when I hit the chair on the floor behind the table. So that was on me, but I had 3 broke bones in my back, and that's why we were able to do all those comedic things, because he had an injured tailbone, and I finally was able to put the 2 and 2 together of why and how we actually started doing that, because I wasn't getting any heat. People didn't want me to be a heel. I couldn't do anything, so I wanted to be entertaining. If I couldn't get any heat to do any physicality,
right,
I'd get shot up with 60 milligrams of Toradol every time I go somewhere just to try to do some ha-ha. But that's how that all happened. So what did your dad say when you come back, y'all come back, a bloody heap of a mess, pull off a gangbuster of a match, and then you end up in the back? What do you want me to tell you?
Well, I didn't know that Vince almost came out about 3 times during that match. He was going to call it off. Had no idea. Kyoto was a ref. Kyoto's usually always my ref because we go back in the days, like I said.
Yeah, I love Kyoto.
And it takes 3. Yeah, not just 2. It takes 3. So, in the IFB, I guess Vince is saying something. Kyoto's talking to me, but I think he's just kind of calling, just saying gibberish, because, again, I got whacked in the head a couple times. And he's like, oh, I was saying something. Anyway, so Vince thinks that I'm shooing him off, that I'm disobeying an order, that I'm getting through Kyoto. But I never really got the order because I'm never disobey him. So Gorilla was absolutely quiet. Vince was going ballistic. I mean, throwing stuff. Poor Jerry Briscoe was one doing the times at that point. I mean, it came back. It was in shambles. So Kurt and I come back through. We just finished, and it was one of the first ever standing ovations, because that wasn't given back in the day, you know. And I'm not saying that to brag. I was just how appreciative I was, and how appreciative the fans were that we put ourselves through that for them. And it was like, oh my God, it was awesome. Get through Gorilla. It's like a morgue. I was like, oh, I don't know what's going on here. So Kurt and I keep going. You know, I mean, literally it was silent. My dad was nowhere to be seen. He was so fuming. As we walk in the back, there's a whole line of guys. All the boys were applauding. And as you know, when you pop the monitor like that and all the boys are giving you a standing O in the back, that's the ultimate high you can ever get. Followed by quickly the ultimate low as I turn around the corner on my way to the trainer's room before we go to the hospital. And then here comes Marissa, just eyes bawling. You know, she has no idea, because I didn't tell her anything. That's when this is when I got huge heat for. So I said, look, it's going to be rough. And she had no idea that it was going to be like that. So she had no idea if I was okay. She had no insight to the business. She had no communication. So she went back and just saw me gushing and everything. And I'm laughing. Kurt and I are high-fiving each other.
No, you crushed it.
And she's like, what? I was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry, you know. And then I had Kurt, obviously being from Pittsburgh, I had this local beer, Iron City Light, and we popped one. Kurt, you know, he's a hard, he doesn't drink. And he's like, oh, we're having one. We're definitely doing that. We're high-fiving each other as we're both getting shoved in the ambulance to go to the hospital.
What did Vince tell you?
He was so mad because, again, he thought I disobeyed an order. He says, if I ever say something, I said, look, I never disrespect you that way. And if you said it, I would have stopped, but I didn't get the message. And he was like, So he's fuming because
you're towing a line there.
I'm
being, get the message straight up.
I'm being completely honest. So I'm not. I don't ever believe me. Okay, that intensity is there when I childhood and everything else that went with it, but I never lied to him ever in my entire life. So he was fuming, and he said that was one of. He said something very nice to me. Put the match over, and I'll stay private. And he says, but don't you ever blank and do that ever again. He was so hot. We were supposed to ride back together. He didn't ride with me. He got his own car. I was like, wow. I was like, woof, I had heat. I mean, because he was so nervous. He was so, you know, and so it was two things, being a father and seeing, you know, your son go through a train wreck, you know. Yeah, and waving him off, which really made him hot in front of everybody, because he was giving the order in front of everybody. Right. You know, right. So he thought I was disobeying on top of all that.
Right. And everybody
everyone around knows that I'm disobeying now. Yeah. So it was like, woof. That's why Gorilla was.
He's not going to lose the team. Oh my God. This head coach doesn't lose the team.
Woof.